Cool. So first question, I gotta know from like I guess traditional art sense, which like from transitioning to from traditional art to digital, what was that process like for you personally?
Yeah, so I did traditional art for like 6 years before transitioning to digital. Like I did it in high school and a little bit like when COVID first hit, I did a lot of paintings. I had so much just free time all day.
Hmm.
I would just paint for like 9 hours a day. And then I really wanted to like try it out. I noticed a lot more people were going like the digital route, and I wanted to be able to. The big thing was I wanted to be able to like edit small things and change things without having to do new pieces. Like it was really just about time for me, mostly. I think, yeah. Like I wanted to be able to like change the color palettes and have more freedom with what I did to my work. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I gotta learn it at some point if I want to like
Hmm.
take this seriously at all. So I think I got Krita, which is like a free. It's kind of like Illustrator, but free and a little bit worse. And so, yeah, I tried to learn that, and I got like okay at it, but I wanted to actually get Illustrator, so I invested, which it's kind of expensive. Adobe.
It really is expensive. It's so bad.
Um,
But
so I started learning Illustrator like almost a year ago in
mhm.
April of 2021, and it was actually pretty hard to learn. I think I had like this kind of superiority complex going in because I was like, oh, I can do traditional art. This is gonna be
Yeah,
fun. Like it'll take me a few days. I'll watch some tutorials,
I'll
whatever.
be good.
Yeah, yeah. But it was hard to learn. It took me like, a really long time to figure it out, like months.
Yeah, because
It was
Illustrator is like
honestly,
it's
it was,
complicated.
yeah, it was definitely like my ego took a hit. But once I figured that out, it like was definitely a game changer for me. Like I'd never really developed a solid style that I was happy with
Mhm.
before I got into digital. And so that was like really cool. I was really happy to finally like settle on something that I could keep consistent and that I like really liked to do. And it saved me time. I
A
think that
lot of
it is,
time.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I know like a lot of people, even including myself, like before I learned it, I definitely slandered it a little bit. I
You're
hit
one
this
of
a
those who are
lot.
like, digital isn't all that. Digital, mm,
Yeah, like it's cheating. It's like not real art. Like I definitely was on that
that
bandwagon
vibe.
a little bit, not gonna lie. But after learning it, it changed my mind. Like it's hard. It's hard in different ways, and
Mhm.
especially like I go back and forth now from digital into traditional. Like I still do
Yeah.
some of each. And sometimes when I'm like painting, I'll go to save my work and stuff like that. So it's kind of it's kind of actually hard to like transition back and forth. But yeah, I really enjoy both for different reasons. And I think that I don't know, digital it really like just changed the way that I look at art and make it as a whole. Like it changed the entire my entire approach.
Oh, like your experience basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, kind of off the same. You're talking about how consistent you were getting like making art. I want to ask you how you keep like your ideas fresh. Cause I noticed like, I went on your Instagram, and like you post like very consistently, like well relatively consistently. You know what I mean? Like new ideas, like very like um different art. Like it's not like just kind of like the same. I wouldn't say it's like the same, always the same genre of art. I always say
Mhm.
I see it's kind of like always like changing and it's different. And I just wanted to ask you like, how do you like? Because I know obviously like everyone's gets in like creative ruts. I want to know how you kind of keep yourself in like the creative mindset to always like be making stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely have ruts like kind of often. Um, I think, yeah, I really don't want to do just the same thing over and over again and kind of just like play on what people like. I like to kind of push it a little bit and try and take some risks. It's hard to kind of keep the balance of like obviously I want to gain followers and I want people to like what I post, but
Yeah.
I also don't want to kind of just play off the same things that I know people like. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to find a balance between those things. But in terms of inspiration, I use Pinterest a lot, and I follow a lot of people on that account that like art that I love, like a lot of my influences. So
Okay.
I'll use their work as like just inspiration, even just to get me motivated to make things, because a lot of the time I'm not motivated to do anything really, let alone like be creative. So
Yeah,
sometimes
make a piece right now or make a few pieces right now.
yeah, sometimes it takes a lot to like get me in that mindset. But I've found that just like honestly, this is gonna sound cliche, but like just going outside, like going for a walk and just looking
Yeah.
around and kind of like almost, I don't know, meditating a little bit,
Yeah.
um, helps me kind of get into that mindset. And then yeah, just scrolling through Pinterest. Um, I like to, a lot of my art is based on like really specific feelings that I want to get across. I don't know if they come across,
Yeah,
but
no, they do. Yeah.
yeah, they do.
Yeah, they
Okay,
do. Yeah.
that's good to hear. Um, so I try and kind of think of what I want to communicate before I think of how to get it across, if that makes sense. So like
Yeah.
I'll think of like if I want to get across, like I just did a piece on like it was about the idea of missing the idea of somebody but not the actual person.
Yeah.
So I tried to get into that like feeling and think about like really how basically just like how I felt
Yeah.
at the time, and then go and look for inspiration with that feeling still fresh in my mind, I guess.
It's really cool. It's like I feel like it's like kind of you get the inspiration and then you kind of depending on how you're feeling, obviously. Sometimes you'll be motivated, sometimes you won't be as motivated. You kind of just like go into the routine of going outside, taking a breather, like get like your ideas fresh, and then keeping it in your mind, meditating on it. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's just a cool way to go about it. I feel like it's a solid approach, very solid approach.
Thank you.
Last question I want to ask you is, I see you have a red bubble. Is it red bubble? Please say yes. Red bubble. Yeah. The shop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. No, because I was gonna say there's like another one. I think is a print. I forgot the name. What was that experience like? What kind of? Because I kind of want to. I don't know how I kind of word this, but I kind of want to ask like, how, like, when did you know that you could open up a shop? If that makes sense, like, because like for me personally, like I haven't like opened up a you know print to send like photos and stuff. So I wanted to know like when were you like I guess comfortable with opening up a shop and how did that process go about?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Um, yeah, so I probably felt comfortable once, like a year after I made my art account. I had like two or three people, like really just a couple people, reach out to me and ask if I like made prints at all.
Mm.
And it was during quarantine still. I wasn't working or in school at the time, so I was really just bored. And I was just like, I'm gonna make a shop. Like, why not? There's
Yeah.
nothing like it's free. Redbubble's great. Like they do everything for you basically. All you do is upload your work and it makes all the mock-ups. It they this is gonna sound like an ad. They like ship everything out and they give you your like you can set what commission you want to add on to the price of the product. So
Yeah.
it's really good. It's really easy to use. And yeah, I was really just bored and wanted to do it. And I was so thankful that I did because um, a few months ago, I guess in like December, I posted a TikTok, which I like was super out of the blue for me. I've like never thought of posting a TikTok before, but I saw this
Yeah.
trend people were doing where they'd like um, post pictures of their art and then kind of a little bit of backstory on like how they were feeling at the time or what kind of experiences led to that piece. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this for no reason. And I posted it and it kind of like gained some traction and blew up a little bit. And I had
Oh,
like a bunch of people, like hundreds of people asking me for prints all of a sudden. And I was like, oh, thank God I made this in time. Like
yeah.
that was really lucky that the algorithm like picked it up. But yeah, so it definitely paid off. And I would recommend it to like anyone who would like to sell anything. Like it's so easy because I know like I don't have really the time to
Like,
package.
yeah, to pack, yeah, to like, you don't have the time to like sit down, pack each one, like, you print the
Yeah,
slip, mail it to someone, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a
yeah.
good, like, it's a good, it sounds like it's kind of a good website for creatives because, like, we don't have the time to actually, like, package it ourselves,
Mhm.
make it
Yeah.
ourselves, like, never mind, like, stickers and magnets, right? Like, how are we
Mhm.
gonna make those, and then how are we gonna send them to XYZ? If that's already handled, it makes the process. I feel like it makes the process a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I like obviously the you don't get all the money, but if you do the math, like I actually did the math
Yeah.
and it's definitely worth it. This is sponsored by Redbubble, this podcast.
Sierra is sponsored by Redbubble. Simple as
Yeah.
that. Was there any challenges like when you made like the website, like the shop? Was there anything like that you kind of struggled with doing? Like maybe putting out like like which pieces to put like to shop, or was it like kind of selective of like certain ones you think are gonna sell, or
Yeah, it was pretty like the interface is pretty easy to navigate, but I was a little bit worried about the quality of some of like my traditional pieces, like if it was gonna translate well to the products. I knew like the digital ones were fine, like I knew they're like because I made them on my laptop,
yeah,
obviously.
you made
Cool.
them digitally, yeah.
Yeah, but so I had to like learn how to Photoshop them in a way that could like enhance the quality. So that was kind of difficult, but that was the only thing really. It was honestly a pretty smooth process.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
So basically, just like enhancing the quality of like your traditional pieces, like on Photoshop and stuff.
yeah. That was like the
Okay,
only roadblock, I think.
that's good then. That's pretty smooth. I guess gives people hope.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was really cool. Like a couple of people sent me like photos of their wall setups
Hmm.
and like seeing my art on their walls was so crazy. Or
Yeah,
like flock or something. Just random people from like the States and stuff. So that was pretty wild.
that is crazy. Because it's surreal to be like, oh yeah, it's in someone's like room.
Yeah. It's
They
so
walk
weird.
in, they see my art.
Like every day. It's like crazy thought.
Like wake up in the morning, my art.
hmm Yeah, it's so wild.
Must have been a surreal feeling, especially when the TikTok blew up. It must have been very like crazy, like a crazy time for you.
Yeah, I didn't do work for like 3 days. I just like only responded to comments and I was just like
Wow.
it was it was it was crazy.
Damn. It's a good
Crazy.
thing you did post a TikTok, right? And like honestly the timeline is crazy. Timeline's so crazy on that. You made the shop and then you posted a TikTok and then that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like
I was like so happy. I was so thankful. Like I was like, thank you, past self, for doing this for me. Like, yeah, it was great. The algorithm has not been very nice to me since then, but that's
oh
okay.
like yeah, yeah. You had your blow up. You had your blow up that's like, alright, now you gotta chill out.
Yeah, I had my 15 minutes.
You
I
gotta
had
chill out for a bit and then
Mhm.
wait a few months and maybe we'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. We'll wrap things up there. But Sierra, where can the people find your art, and where can the people see what you do?
So my Instagram and TikTok are both some shit I did, which is a name that I don't know. I should
I
probably change.
like it a lot. I like your ad a lot. It's good.
Yeah, should I spell it? It has an underscore.
Um, you can, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just some and then SHI underscore IDID.
There you go.
There we
Thank you
go.
everybody for listening. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and we shall see you guys next week.